John, it is a good day to be a Texans fan. And I say that because all of this past whole year, we've been telling Nick Casario, sell, pull the trigger, trade Deshaun Watson, get what you could get out of this PR nightmare that you in. And now he put himself in a position to fleece any team who wants Mr. Deshaun Watson.
He was patient, and suddenly, just like Nick would have wanted, Deshaun Watson is the last elite quarterback available on the market. Can you believe it, man? In one day, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, the only two other top 10 quarterbacks that were available, they're gone. If anyone wants to compete next year because of their quarterback, they got to come to Nick now.
They're gonna have to come to Nick. Aaron Rodgers just said that he is going back to the Green Bay Packers. There is reports that he signed a 4-year, $200 million deal. He disclaimed that himself, so it's exciting to see what he's going to get. Russell Wilson was traded to the Denver Broncos. The Seattle Seahawks received 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a fourth, a fifth. Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah Fant, an absolute haul for Russell Wilson, which is damn near, old dude won a Super Bowl. He's been to two.
Mhm.
It's
Nine-time Pro Bowler.
exciting. Ninth, like it's
Yeah.
exciting because, like you said, all these like quarterbacks who were open are just gone in one day. And the question is where do you send them? And I'm gonna let you go first, John. Well, first off, how do you feel about the Russell Wilson trade?
So I've gone back and forth, and I tweeted about an hour ago that I was going to withhold any commentary. But I'll say this: I'm looking at, and the more I look at it, I think two things can be true. I think the Broncos won the trade by a lot. They got a quarterback who, for the next 5 years, he can put the team on his back. Russell Wilson is that guy. He's no doubt a top 10. You can make a good argument for a top 7 quarterback in this league. With that roster, they're immediate Super Bowl contenders. And Seattle, I don't know what they're going to do without Russ. I think he's covered up the fact that they can't draft very well, that Pete Carroll's defenses haven't been very good. But at the same time, Seattle got a top 10 pick. They got pick 40 this year as well, and then a first and a second next year. What I don't like is I think that when you're getting a top 10 quarterback, we've seen guys like Jamal Adams, Laramie Tunsil, Jalen Ramsey got 2 firsts. I really thought that Russ would get 3 firsts. So my initial thought was I was disappointed on what it means for the Watson market. But the more I look at it, Watson's younger. And I think whenever we talk about a Watson case, we assume that the cases are settled, that there's some sort of clarity there where we're just talking about him as a football player. With Watson being so much younger, Nick won't have to take tiny stuff like Noah Fant or Drew Lock, a future second. Like I can think he can say, I only want firsts and meaningful defensive players. What do you think?
Well, my first reaction, I was shocked, right? I saw the 3 players, I saw the 2 firsts, the 2 seconds, the fourth, the fifth. I said, perfect. That's who you should start out with if you're not, the Carolina Panthers or the Washington Commanders. And why I say that is, we've done a couple mock drafts about these guys. I think those two may be the best suited for Deshaun Watson. I think now we even
Mhm.
have to throw in the Seahawks, like you just said, for other picks. But the thought of a Chase Young being here or a Brian Burns being here. You could even also throw in J.C. Horn from Carolina. That's something that a lot of people have been talking about. Was drafted high last year. Corner. It's exciting to see where the Houston Texans go. If I'm leaning myself, I'm doing exactly what we did in the mock draft, John. I'm sending him to Carolina. You brought up the fact that they're still are not going to be a football team even when they get Deshaun Watson. To
Mhm.
me, it's Carolina. I love Brian Burns. As long as we don't get CMC, that's kind of it for me. But also, it's going to be hard to say no to Chase Young.
I agree. I mean, if Chase Young's available, for me, that would put the Washington package over the Carolina package. Because also, I think Washington might include a second round pick this year, and it's a really deep draft in those top 50 picks. But if assuming Chase Young's not available, I'm with you, man. Brian Burns in the sixth pick in multiple first rounders. Can you imagine if we get Burns, Kyle Hamilton, and Kayvon Thibodeau in the same draft? I mean,
That
it's a different defense.
I think we kind of put ourselves in a situation to maybe fix the defense, in one off season. And that's something that, we couldn't say until Nick Casario did exactly what he did, and that was holding. I really don't know what's gonna happen in the next coming days, but we should be expecting something soon, in my opinion. Do you see any other team, any other trade partner you think that could come in and swoop them? I mean, obviously the Eagles have 3 first round picks this year, but to me, I think it's the Commanders in Carolina,
You know, let's say hypothetically on Friday, if somehow things got cleared criminally and those cases were settled,
which
would
they
it
should.
really shock you if the Giants came back? I think that's a team, although they've said they were out, that's what new head coaches say. They say, I believe on the guys on this route. Remember when Kingsbury said, Josh is our guy
Yep.
about Josh Rosen? I think that's just what new coaches have to do. So maybe the Giants come out of left field. Like you said, Seattle could now offer the ninth pick this year, 2 picks the year after. But I mean, they kind of gave away all their draft capital in the Jamal Adams trade. They're still paying for that. So I would prefer Washington or Carolina for sure.
It's gonna be interesting to see. The Twitter is blowing up right now. We don't know what's going on. Let me give it a quick check, real quick. This is how we have to be, though, dude. With Twitter nowadays, where we're gonna consistently have to check what the Houston Texans are damn near doing. John, let the people know where can they find you as always.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Texans Doc. My articles are on the Texans Wire. I'll drop this here. Aaron Wilson is coming on the Texans Talk podcast this week. So Mark and I are going to interview him. And I think I'm going to write up a full eval of the Russell Wilson trade and what it means for Deshaun Watson and what we can expect. So come read that this week.
Absolutely, and shout out to John. You've been absolutely killing it. Thank you for spending your time with me. I know you're trying to save lives out there,
Doing my
but
best, brother.
guys, let me know what you think about the asking price for Deshaun Watson. Did me and John kill it? Should we keep on doing this? As always, go Houston Texans. You guys have a blessed day.